Hello, greetings there. It is almost 11 o'clock Eastern time. Waiting for YouTube to awaken. Hello there. Not sure if anybody's going to pop in the chat. That's all good. I do have some questions. I think I saw one on Facebook about, I'm hardly on Facebook, but anyway, about hurricanes. I think one is going to San Diego. At least that's what I saw a little bit of. But other than that, I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing anything major. Watch something major happen, but I'm not seeing anything major, at least at this point. It's difficult to see fully all the way down, but it's going to be an active year. But as for severity, it's not being clear. It might not have been decided yet. Is what I'm gathering. I do see activity around Texas, but who knows? I just see activity. I'm not sure if it's a hurricane or not, but I do see storm activity, at least around the shorelines. At least, of course, that's like any other range, but I'm not seeing any hurricane stuff right now. Nothing's being cleared. Nothing's saying anything right now. The weather report on that is nada right now. So greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Not sure how long we're going to go tonight. Of course, I forgot how I labeled this. I call it something. Oh, greetings. Why do hurricanes have names? I'm not sure. Well, if they gave it numbers, I guess it wouldn't be as scary. And especially if you call your kid that name of that hurricane, I'm not sure how that works, but anyway. You just give something the weatherman, give them something to do, because they don't really do a whole lot during the day, really. I mean, what does a weather person really do anyway? Not really. I mean, you don't have to be right, that's for sure. So they say some scattered showers. I guess they're getting some of that right, but still, it's like kind of you can get a computer to do that. I don't really need the computer's doing it anyway. I don't really need a weatherman, really. It's kind of like an overrated position. But anyway, I guess you get somebody to stand out during hurricanes and do a report and get blown away. So at least that's entertaining in that regard. So yeah, there's a thing on the news about what the paycheck, yeah. People are getting exorcisms instead of going to the doctor. Yeah, you need to exercise yourself. Anytime you watch the news, you have yourself exercised. I'm not sure anything. This whole thing with Russia, I don't know. It's just a bunch of hot air mostly. Anyway, who cares? Okay, that was the news of the day. Have a nice day. It does seem like a lot of people are not trusting the news anymore. Of course, there's still quite a bit are still being zombified as their business. Also, today was a little bit about law of attraction. I'm not saying I'm an expert on it or anything. I know that things take forever. So sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. Some things can take 10 years, 20 years. So just basically go with the flow. Like, you know what you want. Your heart knows what it wants. Your mind knows what it wants. And getting there is not always a quick deal. Imagine whatever that you are passionate about was with you. And you will attract it in the way it needs to be attracted. As for how soon that will be, I don't know. I was thinking about that earlier today also. Like, some people want to attract more money, but you have to be in a place where is positioned where you can attract money, like find another job, or it needs to be a place where you can actually receive and have something that somebody wants. So of course you have to find that too. So it's a journey all on its own. Some people they want to manifest a big company or whatever, or just win the lottery. You just have to follow what is right for you, basically. And I know it gets very frustrating. You think things are going to happen right away, and it's like, it didn't happen right now. So it's like, all attraction doesn't work. But you'd be surprised. It's basically, what is it that lives with you that you're passionate about, but also passionate for it to let itself let it find you. What you find it, and it find you. Um, well, as let the universe take its course also. So there's a lot of things involved with it. And it's just I don't have all the answers, but I mean, I didn't see all this coming. I've said that in the past. It just sort of happened, and it just worked on it when it came. So it's working on what feels right for you. So as for bringing more money in, you have to be in a place where that can handle. It's a pain in the ass. The whole thing is just a pain in the butt. Oh yeah, there's another thing I wanted to go into. Of course, we're going to open it up for anybody that has a message. Damn, who knows who that's going to be? Somebody. It's funny. Because some of the things I've been picking up on recently is like, where are the fairies? Where's all that? It's like, no, I'm getting the Illuminati instead. I did pick up. It's Halloween early this year. I did pick up on werewolves. Always wolf beings. Like 6-7 foot tall wolves. They're here. They're not seeing them. So some of them are friendly, some of them are not. I was going to go into basically, how do we get here to begin with? I think somebody already have an idea, but it's Archon, it's Annunaki, and Reptilian, and Nordic, and Gray. Then you go down the list. There's probably more than that. Obviously, everybody has their own percentage of manipulation for us, but it seems like the Archon and Annunaki is the strongest. Reptilian also. I hate to leave anybody out, but I'm going to leave some out anyway. This is tough. So, people are, plugged into the Matrix or plugged into an Anunnaki way or Archon way frame of mind. Of course, we're all kind of unplugging ourselves in some shape or form. But a lot of that is the negative mindset that's going on right now across the world. Violence. A lot of reptilians are on violence towards others. Of course, the Archon wants you to get with the wrong person, I wouldn't say it's the wrong child, but they don't want to help you get into a positive relationship. But they're making it very difficult for you to find a positive relationship. They want more people single from what I'm gathering. But if you're not going to be, they want you in the wrong relationship so they can control you more. The more you are in a relationship that is not your highest excitement, you can say, through Bashar's deal, that way they can manipulate you, control you, keep you in the cage. Like now you're focusing on how miserable your decision was, so they can keep you under their, under wraps. It's a lot of layers to it. The reason I'm bringing it up is like, how do we get out of all of this? I don't know if the Illuminati is going to pop up, and they're kind of giving me a break. It's good when they come through. It's weird. They don't come to me during the day. They come here when I'm here. They might pop in again. We'll see. It is helpful. It might deter a lot of people from connecting because it's like, can you bring in a fairy instead or something a little bit more, relatable? No. Yeah, this is an unconventional channel. If anybody was wondering, nothing normal is unconventional to even other spiritual channels. It's unconventional to everything. Somebody talk about their guides and talk about naming them and what kind of clothes they wear or whatever. This is all just insanity. This right here is all just complete insanity. So not many people are going to really want to go in this direction. So it's not going to be a popular channel. I mean, it might be in some cases. It's not going to be super popular because it's not, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's just the way it's going to be. But anyway, you never know. Things might change. But either way, I'm happy with the way it is. Some of the stuff might be a little bit more than what people want to breathe into their reality. Also, yeah, I want to go into some of the, I know, first I'm talking about Illuminati, then I'm going to the Archons and Annunaki, but it does feel like they're, where all that, or their little claws are in, basically, where they're a little, might as well. See if anybody else positive wants to come into assist with the healing and understanding. It's basically the idea is to understand our reality a little bit more. Oh yeah, I got one for you. Oh, I forgot. This just came to me. Wasn't looking for it. Just came to me all by itself. I'm gonna show it right now before I forget. Yeah, because this wasn't on my mind completely. It just sort of came in. It's like, okay, that's weird. Anyway, I'm gonna post this anyway. Okay, 1 second. All right, 1 second. Yeah, I completely forgot about this. See if I know how to spell his name. Right. Okay, I didn't spell that right, but anyway. Actor named Ryan Reynolds. No. Whatever. Anyway, what I got before I post it, what I got was he was a clone. And that's about all I got. I'll go into a little bit more, see if I can pick up anything else, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is Ryan Reynolds. He's in Deadpool. They're making another Deadpool, so I mean, technically, he does look like a clone when you look at him. I mean, I'm not sure if he's like now clones can walk in, like you'll be yourself, you're whatever you are, and then you'll get cloned. So maybe this cloning process just happened recently. It seems like a lot of it is being blocked right now, but I'm getting at he's currently a clone. So whatever is going on there, I'm not sure if this is his wife and whatever it is. So, but it does seem like I don't think she is. I know, just have David Icke written all over me, don't I? I don't know. I didn't get a whole lot. I didn't get a whole lot on that. I just got cloned. That was it. So I'm putting it out there. Yeah, I might get in anything. It's all just sort of it just here's a little bit and that's it. I don't think it was from the Annunaki, at least not. I don't think it was a negative I don't think that was it. Just got cloned. That's all. Anyway, let others connect with that if you wish. I mean, obviously, that's where I was going to go into. Other Hollywood actors are also. It keeps the. It's just basically okay. It's like they're popular, right? Become popular, so they get control over them. So the popularity usually happens on their own, and they become popular. It's okay. Now we're going to be a part of this. Like Mel Gibson, I don't think he's a clone. I'm not saying. I mean, obviously, we all have clones in some ways, probably. But Ryan Reynolds, he's an influence on people. So you can say I want to keep that influence going on. At least that's what I'm feeling like. We're going to keep the control on, basically. So take that, I mean, however you want to look at that. That was, yeah, it was like mind my own business, and that sort of came in by itself. There's also other actors. I'm not getting anybody right now, but other actors most likely successful. You have to be highly influential. I'm not very familiar with Hollywood right now. They just the crap machine. But anyway, Ryan Reynolds definitely feel that's I'm feeling more of a clone energy around him. Either he walks in, walks out, it's like he's there sometimes, and the clone takes over. whatever is going on, it's a clone energy there. Normally, you can't pick up on clones. I wasn't really looking for it either, so it just came to me to download. So as for what that does, I don't know, just something to look into. Like I said, it feels like it's very guarded right now. So as I say, it influences people. So whatever is going on, they want to keep the influence going. I would imagine also to some degree, not 100% the music industry in some cases, maybe not so much actually. Now what I'm looking at, it's like I'm munching on nutballs mostly, so I'm not seeing much cloning going on with them. But they say the Kardashians, they like to be cloned. They want to live forever, so some of that might be going on with them. Definitely, like presidents, definitely cloned. At times, there's always going to be something going on with that. So always, if one has an issue, the other one can take over. You can't notice it at all. Like Hillary, I think Hillary probably was sabotaged to some degree. Also, they didn't want her to win at all. So she already signed the contract, whatever. She's like mentally told her she was going to win, but physically there's no possible way for her to win. Not really. This is just too much. Too much. Yeah, her body's not in great health. Also, and they can fix that, but they're not going to do that. Not for her. No. I imagine they could do a lot of. No. It just was not. She was never up there for it. So yeah, sorry about the politics. Well, going to cloning, so kind of going into that direction. So basically, role models to keep people under hypnosis. Cloning, and of course, when you tell people that, yeah, that's gonna go really well. Oh yeah, people are just going, oh, of course, you're right. Mainstream, yeah, right. I don't know the whole detail on that. So anyway, I don't want to go on forever for that. I thought that was fascinating. Yeah, back to the Archons. Let's see. Anybody else here has a message? But yeah, basically, the angels are just saying, just think more about yourself. Put yourself ahead of yourself. Put yourself into yourself. Basically, think more of yourself. Many people don't think very highly of themselves. People have difficulties doing that. That's why you absorb yourself into somebody else. And also, when you're connecting to your guides and spirits, and you're seeing all this crazy stuff, and it's like, oh wait a minute, that's not normal, and you shut it all down and become a zombie in the zombie state of mind, or whatever you want to call it, normal. Become normal, which is kind of like a zombie thinking, but all of this is real. All like my astral is completely shut down. I asked for astral. It's like, okay, I remember my astral. Now it got shut down. Well, I did have a dream. Yeah, this is my dream hangout. It was like the other night. It was thoughts are real. Basically, I kept doing this in my dream. It was on and off. I didn't know. I get a whole lot of detail. It was like thoughts become life. They turn into things. I think something that turned. I don't know what it was turning into. I just know I did a lot of that. I don't know what I was doing. Just creating. So your thoughts are things. We're not seeing it that way. Especially when you say something negative, it turns into a thing. It turns, you can say, into a creature or whatever it is. The more you're manifesting a more positive version of yourself and more positive, manifest a better day. It can be a small thing, but that's a big thing actually. Manifest a better day, a better week, a better day at work, more busy at work, even that. Like work, I try to at work and manifest it. It's like another thing about law of attraction is like, yeah, you can attract it, but also, is that really open in your timeline for that to happen yet? Like I said, some things take 10 years, whatever. Some things aren't really there to happen now. Some things are, but it's like, you just got to go with the flow. Of course, still want what you want, in your essence, in your mind. But also to think it's going to happen tomorrow, well, you never know. But a lot of this stuff takes, my experience, course, I'm still waiting. It can take 5, 10, 8, 20 years, whatever. So, this was the creative side of things I've been working on. That stuff's taking forever. But I feel like a lot of it was closed down for a reason. It's very frustrating. But it seems like the grid is being lifted ever so slightly. At least it doesn't feel like. But you see the cartoon stuff, I never saw myself doing that. That was fun. So I see more of that. So anyway, just give you an example of that. Okay. Let's see. Anybody here? It's a little bit more active than it was the other night. The other night everything was super quiet. Tonight, yeah, our trains obviously are all around all the time. Yeah, so not worry about the weather. Yes, it's going to be major weather changes, but it's the cycles that are needed. But you see, some areas that are known to have issues with weather, such as floods. Be cautious. But they can't give out a lot of these details because we need to experience them. So they can't go in. A lot of the future you won't know what to do in those situations, basically, when they arise. They can't. It's like altering your future. If you saw a hurricane coming, you will not. It's just, if it's meant to be, most likely it's not. But you will always find your soul knows what's going on. So just trust that everything will be fine. No matter what happens, just trust it. Yeah, because you have to experience what you're here to experience. They're difficult. It's like, I'm here to experience this, but I don't want to experience it. It's finding comfort zone in your own experience, because we're programmed by other beings to say, don't you want this instead? Don't you want a big pool and a big house and yada, yada, yada? It's like they're trying to deter you from your direction, trying to push you away from what is right for you. They're constantly being advertised other people's timelines, but you got to concentrate on your timeline, what's right for you. So they're making life very difficult, as you can see. Like money is like the whatever. It's just eventually it's going to be pulled from our world. Oh, not soon, but not soon enough. But eventually it will be. In our lifetime, unlikely, but you never know. I want to say no to anything, but it's we need to go in waves of awakening, and many are not ready for it. If more people are it was like a meditation planet. Everybody was meditating more. You'll have your aliens a lot sooner. I think I said all that before, but if it was more of that, you would have more of a free world, basically. Well, it doesn't mean it won't happen. It's just going to be a while. All right, let's see here. Any messages from the teachers before we go into the subject matter of today? Yeah, I wanted to go into this a little bit more to see, kind of give you you can use your own intuition, of course, of the tentacles that are here to keep us under control. Annunaki, I believe, is changing a lot. There's a lot here that's not friendly, but there's a lot here that is. And it's letting down the fear. I believe some are very terrified of them. They don't understand them. They don't even know they exist. But when you hear about them, it's like, that sounds weird. I'm going to stay away from that. Which is understandable. I don't think they're that... Okay, they're weird. Yeah. I don't really see them that clearly, but I can see them being weird. Let's see here. All right, I'm just going to let them talk for a little bit. I'm not sure about the Archon, but the Annunaki... sports is another way of conditioning us to a certain way of life, thinking. It's just a control grid, just like anything else. Sports is used in a way as a social connection, but also, everybody has a criteria of what is normal. So when you go into a sports arena, everybody's like, I'm normal. I'm a different version of normal. We're all kind of normal, whatever you want to call it. We eat hot dogs, beer, whatever, blah, blah, blah. eventually that'll all start falling apart over time. It's going to take. So some are worried about what others are thinking, but like that's where the normal will go. Not all, but mostly. This is where, if you're normal, this is where you go. Your programs like this is where you go. You're supposed to watch this, but also they say at sports stadiums, a lot will change eventually. You just start people connecting more to the higher energies, basically raising the Earth's vibration. You'll go to places, not to say exactly like that, but places like that will be open for like a healing center, basically. Right now, it's just a place where you watch people throw a ball at each other. They're chasing a ball. That's nice. That's pretty entertaining to me. We're all crazy here, though, but that's okay. So yeah, it's going to be a while, but I believe a lot of it are going to unnormal themselves eventually. Not to say those will start wasn't. I don't know. Just it's like they put things around for us. Like you're like, what is normal? They kind of like tell you that through entertainment. It's like this is like the family shows on TV. It's like yeah, a bunch of white people. This is where you dress. These are things that you do. They're programming you basically. Just telling you how. It's like yeah, isn't this fun? Nothing's about connecting to your guys. That's connecting to your angels. I don't think that's on TV. I don't watch TV anymore. I doubt it. I imagine when the world starts awakening, television will find itself, I don't know. Who knows? Much different if it does exist at all. But, they're programming us of how to be normal, basically. It's an Annunaki. It's Archon 11 is Annunaki. They want to make sure that a lot of them are also entertained by how we are acting in this. It's like some of us can't believe we're even doing this. It does. I'm feeling that from the Anunnaki. They can't believe that we're actually like a super intelligent soul is coming to this world, and you're like watching, Mama's Family or whatever, or it's like it's more than that. It's also the education system. They're teaching everybody how, be arrogant. If you're arrogant, you're gifted. I like the whole thing about gifted. You're easier to control than everybody else. That's basically what I saw it gifted as. At least now I see it. Usually just a bunch of know-it-all pricks. But there's that. There's also the gifted means you're just easy to program. I know everything. I'm arrogant, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm easy to program. I'm a robot. I'm the robot for you to, But they have some positive, obviously. I know one that's not a positive, but whatever. So some of them have some good, some have bad, whatever. But this whole thing about everybody's gifted, but the way it's all conditioning. It's all just a bunch of, school system. It's just gross. The whole thing's absolutely disgusting. Yeah, they have everybody pretty much tricked into what is normal, and Archon, definitely Archon blinding of. Seems like Archons are more interested in watching the family implode, because they want to see families be destroyed, so they can follow you around and then push you even further down. They want you disconnecting. See, when you're the family, you can actually connect more with what's going on, your guides. If you undo the programming, you can connect more with what's going on here. They're the family. They don't want that. They want to destroy the family as much as they can. So, or put this falsehood in it. They got that down. But the family's already destroyed because it's in a false frame of mind. It's materialism. It's buy a house, live, blah, blah, blah. It's all just, they want you under their control, basically. They want to just ruin us, basically, any chance they get. They're doing an excellent job of it. Let's see, anybody else have anything? Yeah, the negative archons are actually the worst out of most beings. And a lot of the reptilians are using a lot of that against people. Also, reptilians bring out violence out of people. So they're working with the Archons to bring more chaos to one's situation. Yeah, they want you disconnected from yourself as much as possible. As a kid, if your family is disconnected, you're going to be disconnected. The more connected your family is, the more they're going to feel threatened with the beings that are around. So basically, if you have a family that's wide awake, knows what's going on, most likely they'll feel some effects from the negative energies. Just as like, what the fuck is this? It's like, but most of the time, you believe you'll be fine. After they get over their pity party that they lost some people, because most likely you're going to feel some of that because they're just super pissed. You might get attacks in the room once in a while, but as more you become more aware of what's going on, they've lost the battle. So you might feel them like, in their little pity party and they sit in the corner somewhere. So I've seen that. It's funny. But yeah, they're super dark. But with a family uniting, man, it's just, and I see that slowly happening. When a family starts to just basically just aware of what's going on, not be afraid of anything. Aware that you have guides, angels, and just be at peace with yourself. In some cases, it takes a while. And you'd be surprised. It's spiritual maturity. I think that's what I've heard in the past. It's becoming spiritually mature where all these things, they'll slowly start to manifest around you. Alien beings. If it's needed, if you need to see it. I don't really see a whole lot throughout my day. I don't, yeah, it was like, is it going to bring me any benefit or anything? If I get a message, that's more beneficial than me seeing an actual being. It doesn't really, I mean, what's that going to do for me anyway? I mean, yeah, it'd be cool, but it's like, what am I going to do with that? It's like, if I see a Zeta or if I see a ship, well, what's that going to do? Is the world going to change with that? Not really. It's not, I don't really look for that stuff. I don't really see it, but I receive a message as could be just a little one or, this or, Illuminati talking or whatever it is. That's usually more helpful. But yeah, this is like when you let go of a lot of the human stuff, basically, you come over here. Because I don't go into all that details of relationships or whatever. Well, I don't know. I go into all the weird stuff instead. This is the weird channel. And some people aren't going to connect to it at all because they're just not interested. Just, because they're looking at it from a human perspective. This is more of a 4-density energy field. I'm not trying to do all the, the infinite waters, diving deep. 5 things to manifest or 5 things to help you think more clearly or whatever the hell it is, or have a nice bowel movement, or whatever they're talking about, which is good. But anyway, good for them. But anyway, but yeah, with the family strengthening itself, it's like a light bulb, and your whole, you can be like your intimate family, 2 kids, mom and dad, whatever, or grandparents. I mean, the more the better. Will definitely activate. You feel different. You'll feel more, more like you're like a battery. I wouldn't say a battery, but yeah, you're charging each other. Instead of a family like, what do you do today? And you got this problem or that person's got blah, 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 negative, negative, negative. So it does help. So you have more families that are more connected to each other, a spiritual vibration. And it does help, another family on and on and on and on. Because these beings here do not want anyone to think clearly. They want them under their control, under their spell. And some of us are here to be under the spell, just know how it feels like to be under the spell, to undo the spell. So some of us have to go into the dark side just to see it. Because we're all kind of diving into it to a certain degree, because we haven't fully let go of it either, because we have our reasons for it. It's part of your contract also, I believe, to not fully, it's a slow awakening. But it is good to, make a blog, make a video if you wish, and sharing your experience, your awakening process. You'd be surprised how helpful that is to people. You'd be surprised. Anything helps, because not everybody, like me, I'm not going to connect to everybody, obviously. But the more the merrier. And I have Facebook. You can post stuff in there, however you use that. I forget. I'm not there very often, but anyway, to get your message out there. It's just however you want to do it. I mean, whatever. Do whatever. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. Of course, keep yourself anonymous if you feel better, which I understand. But you don't have to put yourself out there like this. This is a little bit, when I started doing this, like I got to put myself out there. It's like I was going to do movie reviews. I did that in the past. I never showed myself. But I started doing this. It's like, now this makes sense. Nothing else made sense. All that stuff is shit. So, but as for what's going, yeah, you'd be surprised. It's actually the little things that matter the most. As for, clearing the family unit, connecting, and not worrying about gifts. And of course, you always give each other gifts, but not much of the materialism. There are other ways that helps your telepathy also. So you can say we're in the Renaissance, coming out of the Dark Ages, or we are in the Dark Ages, going into the Renaissance. So nothing's going to be fast. It might be, depending on what family. I don't want to knock that down, but sometimes a gradual process, because it's going to take time to let go of old ways. It's when you've been in the freezer for a long time, it's hard to thaw out. So let's see here. Especially many have. I'm picking up messages from the chat. I'm not on the chat. I'm not looking at it, but I can feel some stuff. It's like, yeah, you have a family member. It's like everybody's getting together. Everybody's getting along, kind of good enough, and then you got one family member that fucks it up for everybody. So yeah, it's like it's tough. See, that is the cabal vibration here. That is, they got it's a web. It's a web. Annunaki, Archon. It's just they wanted to forget the soul. It doesn't exist. The church itself, sort of. They kind of do. Don't go. Well, I give a religion one thing. I mean, always for Catholics, they do go into your. Don't go into your gods. They go into angels at least. They do talk about your soul. I think they do. Maybe the other religions I don't pay attention to them. I grew up Baptist. I'm not sure what we got. I'm not sure if I got anything out of that. I think they're better than all the other religions. That's the only thing I know of. I think the other ones did the same thing. So whatever. Never got into it. Oh yeah, that was not fun. Let's see. Another thing is basically I'm disconnecting to whoever's here. I don't have any set direction where all this is going. But let's see here. Teachers are taught to teach backwards. Basically, they're doing everything backwards. At least in the mainstream education, and also Harvard. Also, a lot of the Harvard, obviously, there's a lot of Illuminati stuff there. A lot of symbolism around. They basically want to make those people feel, this is what I'm getting from this, that they're better than everybody. Boy, a big surprise there. Doesn't mean they're all talented. They just feel like they're entitled. We're entitled. I believe Obama went to Harvard, I think. Yeah. Entitlement over the people. We're the ones we are the magicians. You can say people that go to Harvard, depending on where you are in Harvard, you're like a magician. You're putting a spell on the planet. They don't really, I don't think they word it that way, but in some ways, they have fraternities, they have things like that. They do a lot of weird shit. That's a lot of spell stuff. Even if it is, they don't say it. They're doing rituals. It's rituals. It's all just, it's to show how powerful they are, smarter they are than everybody, and that they own this world. They control it. If you can make it into Harvard, it depends on where you are. At least Harvard's for example. There's Columbia University. Yale has Skull and Bones. I bet you it's Skull and Bones. I bet part of them is like, I wish people didn't know about this publicly. But there's no way to keep it fully quiet. But there are other organizations like that. They're in the schools that they don't talk about. So the Skull and Bones is known. Others that are not. I think it's pretty obvious. Yeah, they're just taught that they're better than everybody. Basically, they feel it. They are entitled. I'm not talking about the elite. I mean, just if you can make it into that school, you're an elitist, and you can be indoctrinated into it. You can say Bill O'Reilly in some way was indoctrinated into the elitism. He was their stooge. Give him. It was like no different than a musician, like Lady Gaga, is different, spewing out a bunch of whatever to keep humans in trance. So different than Lady Gaga or any of those. Keep humans in give them a bunch of money. Hey, I'll sell my soul and keep people you know do magician work basically. Yeah, it's hypnotism. So I think even Alex Jones talked about. I didn't talk about it anymore, but how they talk about like for Bill O'Reilly, he talks at a certain tone. It's a hypnotizing tone, so they have certain ways. I'm not sure if he's doing that. It's just what he's taught, how he can connect to people. So anyway, yeah, it's all just a hypnotic trance. And if you look at him, there's a lot of reptilians around him. I hate to go into politics, but anyway, that's where the control is. It's the only reason I'm bringing that up. Uh, yeah, education system here is just it's ego. It's just ego. It's just, oh, I'm in this. I'm better than you. You guys are in the lower grades or whatever. You don't have this. I am better than you. I am like, I'm up here. I'm an asshole, and you can eat my shit or whatever. That is, that there's a lot of that here. And that stops a major ascension process with that. I don't think, I don't, the four density, I mean, the beings, I don't think, because I'd see everybody is powerful. Of course, there are some that I think that are like that, but they're more of a lower vibration. But with that showing like success is money, they put money in the reason because you have more of it, you are better than everybody, right? So just there to use it over a mind control everyone. So it's just, I mean, not to say all education's bad, but it's the elitist thought pattern that goes into it. It's like a witch's brew. It's just they're just brewing us. They're indoctrinating all of us to think of be a certain way. It's fascinating. But yeah, getting out of it doesn't. It's easier said than done. It's like you're not taught about wizards and aliens and guides and souls. They're not taught any of that. They don't want you to connect to anything like that. Just call it myth. Just call it myth, and then, like I said, like some people are scared to go into the light when they die. Realize when you're connecting more to yourself, you're more. You're not afraid of yourself. You're not afraid of what's going. You make peace with yourself. The way crossing over won't be a big deal. I don't believe it's a big deal right now, also, but some people are just super worried about it. They're scared, and that causes a problem when it is time for you. Terrified, you stay here forever too. You're just scared to cross over. You're scared somebody to come and get you. So it's a lot of work needs to be done here, and the fears are justified. It's completely justified. If you don't know what to believe, and even if you do hear other people talking, you still feel unease. It's just you've probably been through that in another lifetime and want to go through it again. It makes sense. So it's just you have to find peace on your. You have to know that everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. You just know that the crossover fine. Everything will be. Especially there's a story. I've probably mentioned this in the past. A friend of mine. You can see people that crossed over versus like he saw a car accident. I think he was younger. He saw a car accident, and a person died. We saw the person standing by his body dead. He was all in shock. It's like, oh man, I was just going way too fast. And he was in shock, and he saw my friend, and so it kind of haunted him after that because he didn't know what to do. So yeah, when you have an impact like that, car accident, your soul pretty much jumps out of your body. And then you're a ghost basically. So yeah, and then they're afraid of where to go. So they connect to a medium or psychic medium, whatever. They're looking for somebody for help to where to go. And that's why becoming more aware of your abilities, you can help people cross over. Say, hey, I'm fine. I'm this positive over here. You can yell at me all you want, but I can help you cross over. Some people just know how to do that. I don't do it very often. I'm not here for that. But I believe I'm doing it anyway, just not where I think we're all doing it in some ways. So give you more and more knowledge about that. I'll wrap it up a little bit. Now this is all just what's coming through, but yeah, one reason I wanted to go into the Archon and Annunaki, it's giving me kind of an idea. Of course, you can go further into it. It's like they want us disconnected from ourselves and each other in a way where, they can basically we're their puppet, basically. They want us so disconnected. So we go to these like universities or, colleges. I think we're like the rulers of the world. And, they want to put this into your thoughts. So they got, it's like, I got these people. And when you start letting all that ego go and you start seeing things a little bit differently, your guys are angels, and you just let the ego just let all the hot air out, you definitely will start feeling a lot more at peace. And you have a lot of difficulties with that because they didn't know everything. There's a lot of that here. And so that's going to be a problem with the ascension. It's going to pause it for them, at least, personally. Because and some in the spiritual community say they're better than everybody because they can connect to this and that. And I'm just, and so that causes a problem too. So it's like we got a lot to learn. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, it's just, and a lot of ego causes a lot of, disconnection from ascending, meaning you know about this stuff, but it's like you still have an anger. It's like some still have anger about other spiritual people awakening. It's their ways of like their messages, like I think, the Elohim doesn't do infusions or whatever. Angels don't have wings, and I don't think that's right. And that's our whole feud over nothing, basically. So you're gonna have your spiritual drama, basically, is what I'm getting at. So anyway, yeah, there's different realities. There's flat Earths out there. You want to connect to a flat Earth? Go for it. This could be a flat Earth. Probably is. I'm just not paying attention hard enough. I don't know. But I don't want to take that away from anybody. I don't want to take the flat Earth away from anybody. I don't want to take the Mandela effect away from anybody either. That because people are very connected to other realities where a milk carton's orange juice instead. Orange juice comes out of cows or whatever, where everybody has a different name, whatever that is. I mean, yeah, always connect to what feels right for you. It does open yourself up. It's like, I'm just making this up. Actually, this is a part of you. Alternative realities, I believe many here have actually connected to alternative realities where you see fairies, where you see elephants more clear, is more part of your society. I know it sounds weird, but whatever. Agartha, and just you see a different reality where things are a lot more, because you're connected, you have a reason to be connected to that. I'm not sure the whole details of that. But whatever it is that helps you feel more at home, because this is our home for right now. The idea is to make peace with it and raise its vibration. And the only way to do that is to connect to what feels right for you. And that's important. So whatever it is. Whatever it is of whatever. I don't want to go into details. Let's see here. There's a lot of stuff they want to talk more about the schools, but I would kind of give that a break for a little bit. But Annunaki teachers, yeah, I can see that. Yep. Annunaki bloodline, those always the Harvards and the Columbia University, the big schools. There's a lot of heavy Archon, Annunaki, in the bloodline itself. They find a way to make it work. I'm not sure how that's done. It must be through a family bloodline that's continued, like teacher after teacher after teacher. It must be one there somewhere. because that's what I'm feeling. At least the ones that are running it or something like that. They're keeping themselves rich. They're keeping themselves keeping the taboo going, the control system. I don't think they're fully aware of it. They just know that they're entitled and whatever it is. So they're the mini Illuminati. You have the Illuminati, and then you have the mini version. That's the mini version of it. Because they do induct people. If you're not part of the bloodline, they still bring you in if you're going to help them. I'm not sure how they make that work. Yeah, I guess you might marry the sister or the brother, and you become part of the bloodline, and Then here you are. I imagine why that happens. So you have to like what you're doing. So yeah, so nice. I didn't mention this in the beginning. I'll mention it now. Go into who I am. I kind of forgot about that. Oh, not really. Oh, there's Ryan Reynolds again. Those that are new here, this is ivanteller.com. I didn't make a change on this yet, but anyway. We have private sessions where you can see where I am. See my schedule for the week. It's pretty open this week. You can also purchase in other ways also. You don't have to use the calendar, whatever you prefer. Either way, I'll contact you. Or if you contact the calendar, I usually don't contact you until like a minute or two before the session. Unless you email me with a question. That's the calendar system right here. But if you purchase through this, you can hear from me sooner. But that's just to confirm the time and the day and everything. So however you want to do that. But either way, you'll hear from me no matter what. We also have, you can submit a question for $5. And yeah, I didn't finish everything today. Maybe a webinar tomorrow after, probably Wednesday though. Anybody submitted yesterday, I'll probably answer it on Wednesday. I didn't get to everybody today, so I had to take a day off to rest. And also, you can join the webinar here, and you can do it for a month or monthly, whatever you like to do. It's every Tuesday and Thursday. Around September, I have to change the schedule around a little bit because of work. That's about it. Hopefully, I can get out of some stuff. It's also Ivan Teller Services. Submit a question, past life regression healing. Message from Yeshua, channeling, consulting, 5-minute healing. And there's other services from other intuitives is one question from a day. Balancing and healing from a day. Soul pain by Stephanie and Reiki from Miguel. And support all of this if you can. It keeps the broadcast going, keeps doing a video every day. I know I don't really have to do it every day, but I enjoy it. I think it helps. It's nice to know what's going on in the galactic universe, if anything's happening at all. I'm not seeing a whole lot. Everything's quiet. The other thing also I was going to mention is that, people are looking for messages from the aliens, right? We're actually waiting to see what we do. They want to see what we do, how we change, giving them messages. Imagine you already are. And there's many that are, but maybe not in the most positive way. It's like, I don't believe that you exist. But anyway, that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling the other way around. Aliens are like connecting to us to assist a little bit as they can, or angels. But it's us we're connecting to them. This is part of the ascension, is that we become more aware of what's going on. You just feel it. You might not have a day where you feel like you connect. I believe you are. In some way, you're connected to the aliens and everyone and sharing your progress. I think so. Channeling other worlds, probably, depending on who you are and what you want to do. Yeah, there's a lot of that. It's just, I think more you become aware of what's going on, you become more active. It also helps your human life here. It just helps a lot of things. Well, I'm gathering at least. But yeah, you'd be like crop circles. Crop circles, for example, I believe people are starting to connect with those more if you're looking into that. You can look online for crop circles. You'll be able to find the recent ones and be able to just connect to its energy and see what it says by going to that. Uh, I might go into that next Wednesday, connecting to crop circles. Now I understand it. This is, from my point of view, what I'm connecting to. Others might have something more to it. I believe so. It's a message for everybody. There's a lot of stuff out there. Some of those crop circles, it's like from kind of questionable beings. It's like this world's ours. Get out of here. It's like Arturians and whatever. Get out of here. This is our world. Reptilians. Have a nice day. Or whatever. Something along those lines. I do feel some of those crop circles are kind of questionable. At least they're, I don't believe they're threats, but they are kind of, anyway. For the most part, I believe they're helpful for us, obviously. Will help us awaken also to have their purpose. I believe as we awaken more, we'll start seeing more too. Right now, it's kind of quiet. You're not going to see the mainstream media talking about it, but you never know. It might change. So, that's about it. Yeah, this one's kind of a short one. So, I know this wasn't like full. Hopefully, this is helpful in some. I wasn't sure where this is going to go. Education system's quite fascinating. I don't really go into that very often, so I don't know. All right, take care, everyone. Blessings. Have a great week, and connect to you tomorrow. Sure.